So I am considered a career changer. Wasn't necessarily the case. I had to leave school for a little bit, come back, and I had to stop my pre-med journey in my undergrad. And so once everything resolved itself with my personal health issues and whatnot, I was hopeful to join a post-bac program. And then lucky for me, everything resolved. And I joined a program. I found Jack Westin through a friend and started attending some of the trial sessions. And then from there, I enrolled in the Jack Westin complete course, had everything. And I had never taken the MCAT before. I did a diagnostic exam and I had like a 497, like just going in blind. I added a tutoring package to that as well. I was meeting with my tutors and that was going well. It's kind of hard at first to find the balance for me in terms of how I wanted to approach tutoring, how I wanted to incorporate the program. And then I spoke with Clark a lot, my advisor. He helped me like find a tutor that was best for me. And then I was paired with Brandon, I think it's Siegelmeyer. He was awesome. He helped explain things in a not science way sometimes to like just make it stick better. There's certain topics that they're just not fun to memorize and sometimes defy like logic. So he would help put those into layman's terms pretty much and make it fun along the way. And so we worked together. I worked all the time. I finished my program, and so I dedicated like just under 6 months to just full-time Jack Westin studying. I personally have accommodations with the AMC, and I have extended time for my exam. So studying the program took me longer than I expected because just like test taking, it took me longer to complete everything. But I really focused on the quality and not quantity, and just doing everything correctly, doing my second attempts, doing the timed version, the untimed, doing thorough reviews. And so I actually didn't fully complete the course before I took the MCAT, which I don't remember if I mentioned, but I've only taken it once after my program with Jack Westin. My diagnostics test was a 497, and then my MCAT just came in like less than a month ago, and I got a 514 on my first attempt. So it was pretty awesome. I loved the psych outline. I actually didn't get to finish that either, but I got a perfect score. I just really worked hard with Brandon and like stuck to my studies. And I was fortunate to be able to take time off to just dedicate myself to the MCAT. And even though I didn't finish all the AMC materials or Jack Westin materials, it still was so solid in building a foundation that I was able to get a score that I was very happy with, a 514. And I'm just very comfortable with that because it's above some of the averages of some of the schools I want to go to. And I even expanded my school selection pool to other schools. Exclusively used you guys. I did try when I was trying to save AMC practice exams, so I did an Altius exam, and that completely threw me off for like 2-3 weeks. I wish I never took the exam because it was completely different and gave me a much lower score than I had been getting at that point. It took like I said, 2 to 3 weeks out of my study time that I had initially planned. So that was the first and last. Everyone always says like, managing your time and this and that. I've heard that since, when they're prepping you to get into college, but this approached it in a different way where it was like complete for myself, like at my own pace, but it took a lot of dedication to stick to my plan. And that made me really happy in terms of knowing I can do it in medical school. The program also helped me reframe how I approach studying. And at first I came in thinking, I hate the MCAT. It's just a barrier to where I want to go, and just everything negative. And that I was forced to do this. But Jack Westin himself and then Phil, they talk about how you should approach the MCAT. And then they helped me reframe in terms of seeing it as an opportunity to show how far I've come and to get to where I want to go. And so it's reframing as an opportunity completely changed how I approach my studying, and it made it exciting. Actually, after I took the MCAT, since I have accommodations over 2 days. And so it was Friday and Saturday. On Monday, I was like, I'm gonna take a complete day off, doing nothing, just Netflixing all day, binging. And by 12 o'clock, I was like, wow, this sucks. I miss my study routine. I miss just, learning. And so they made it fun. They helped me like find a drive and just reframe everything. Personally, I have a hard time speaking up for myself at times. It's very easy for me to help speak up on behalf of others, but when it comes to myself, I can be a little shy. And I had my first tutor, and he was great. Like, he taught me things that I incorporated on my test day still. But where I was trying to like focus for me and my learning styles, it wasn't overlapping very well. I wasn't in a place yet to jump right into just practice questions. I still needed to work on content and stuff like that. And so I tried like a couple sessions with him, and then I reached out to Clark and I was like, hey, you know what? I don't think this is my best fit. Like, I really appreciate him and like he has helped me so far, but it's just not clicking. I felt like I wasn't using the most of my tutoring and the opportunity to work with someone. And so he helped me find another match, and he gave me 2 people to kind of talk to before I even selected and chose or started using my tutoring hours. So I was very appreciative of that. I got 30 minutes with like 2 tutors, and then they're both great. And then I chose Brandon, and then it was a perfect match. So I saw he had like consistent, like, 520s and like close to that range. And he was very experienced. And not only did I need someone who could help explain everything and just make it make sense, but someone who could help keep me accountable and also like check in when, some study days aren't as great. I did need, some more support, but I need someone who also was like, hey, you're not sticking to your plan. You need a minimum of this score on your next exam if you want to keep this practice or keep your exam date. And so he held me to our plan. I actually do have a best friend who is the one who put me on to, I guess my best friend through the MCAT journey, who put me on to you guys. She didn't end up using the Jack Westin course. She chose a different party to work with. She did not do well in her MCAT, and she was very disappointed in that. And so that's like changed her journey. But I would highly, like, I've talked to her, I'm like, hey, like when you're ready to get back on course, you should really like see them beyond the trial sessions, and the free advising, that alone is so helpful. But also Jack Westin as a company really works with you, and whether it be financials and anything. And so I think I would just say, if you want to really tackle the MCAT in a holistic way and in a way that sticks, you got to go Jack Westin. They all seem the same. Jack Westin seemed different. And so that difference is what allowed me to build the foundation I need to take the MCAT. Just do it, one and done. Yeah, again, like I said, I didn't even fully complete the course. Sometimes you need a break. There's so many barriers to medical, like becoming a doctor, not even medical school, just in general, like trying to reach that path. And this is the only company I've seen that is really trying to create an equitable like playing field, which I loved my MCAT prep so much. I signed up for some admissions packages, and so that equitability, that's for my like Casper course. When you're aspiring medical students, you have to pay a lot to get really quality course instruction or tutoring. That you can do so much on your own and with groups, but at the end of the day, like, you need a helping hand, especially when it's so competitive. And so Jack Westin is that helping hand for me, and just great advice along the way. And so just thank you.